JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 20th of October 2020. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts that we looked at this morning, some new ones of course as well, just to see how everything's getting along. But yeah, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos. And of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is on the German DAX. So the index is drifting lower. It is currently trading below this 12,842 zone. This morning I talked about this, and what I was saying that if it drifts lower here, below this territory, below this 12,842, then yes, the next potential target here could be that 12,728 territory, which, as you can see, acted as a very nice area of support from where the index kind of rebounded a little bit. Now, if the index continues to slide, and if we see this one dropping below this area, below this hurdle, well, then we could maybe consider a bit of a further correction to the downside, because don't forget that we're still trading within this rising channel pattern, and any kind of throwback here to the downside, it could still be seen as a temporary correction. So keep your eyes on this one. But yep, the most important here right now is, of course, let's see if this area, this 12,727-28 zone, roughly around here, continues to provide support. If it doesn't, then yep, it could open the door towards that 100-day EMA shown as the green line first, and then towards this lower bound of the rising channel. The S&P 500 now yesterday took a plunge and drifted lower below. It tried to get back above this upside line but failed to do so, and instead we saw the sellers kind of taking the kind of the driver's seat, jumping into the driver's seat, and pushing this index lower. Now the S&P 500 found good support near this 3,425 territory. I spoke about this previously, basically before I was saying that a nice good drop below this territory could could clear the path towards lower levels, because at the same time the index would be placed below the 21-day EMA. But if we look at the cash index right now, we can see that the price is actually sitting near the 3,444 mark. So basically it's back above this, or I should say it's still above this area, above this hurdle. And that's why when I looked at the S&P 500 last week, I was telling you guys that yes, if we get a break of this upside line, we could start looking at some lower levels. But just to get a little bit more excited with the downside, yep, a drop below this 3,425 territory would be ideal. At the moment, this area continues to provide good support. Previously, it was seen as a good resistance area. Now it is seen as a good support zone. So a nice good drop below it, or even better, a nice good daily close below this area could do the trick for more sellers. In terms of the upside on this one, to be honest, well, I mean, I would prefer to see at least maybe a push back above this 3,515 territory right here before kind of, let's say, examining the upside. But again, for now, let's see how all this is going to play out. But yeah, for now this is the case here. The upside, yes, we could consider the upside, but only maybe after a break above the 3,515 zone. I do understand that we were missing out on a bit of a territory right here, but just kind of for you to keep in mind that in a way the index might continue moving sideways here a little bit, because we are right now in the pre-US election period, so we're getting close to that day, so the index might move undecisively right now and wait for the outcome of the election. So again, that's the little speculation for now. Of course, let's see how all this is going to play out, but if we see a drop below this 3,425 zone, then we'll aim for slightly lower areas, initially targeting the 3,355 mark or the 3,329 zone, which acted as a fantastic area of support recently. Another index, DXY, I've mentioned this one yesterday, and last week as well, but basically, long story short, the same idea here kind of remains in play, because yesterday what I said that wait for that violation of this downside line and then a push above the 93.90 level. As you can see, that didn't happen, and instead the index started drifting lower. However, in terms of the downside, for me to get a little bit more excited with lower areas, I would probably wait for a drop below the 93 territory and then aim for some lower levels. Until then, this area right here is a bit of a neutral one. Now silver is still trying to balance above this upside line, this short-term tentative upside line, or actually no longer a tentative one, but still an upside line. Now for now, it succeeds in doing that. It's still hanging above this upside line, so yes, there is a chance for this one to move higher. However, to get a bit more careful here and to get a bit more excited with the upside, well, I would prefer to wait for a push above the 25.24 zone in order to get, like I said, in order to examine higher levels. At the moment, I'll take a bit of a neutral stand here and wait for this one to make a better move, because even with the downside, I need to see a break of this upside line and a drop below the 24.06 territory before we could consider some lower areas. Now, Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is drifting to the downside. However, it's currently finding good support near the 21-day EMA. So, shown as the yellow line, as you can see here, if this line continues to provide support, then we could see a nice rebound and a push higher. Now, previously I looked at this level here, the 245, but to be honest, it got violated a little bit. So now I'm going to keep an eye on this little territory, the high of the 15th of September, marked near the 241.50 zone. So at the moment, the price is above this hurdle, but if it gets broken and if we see a further decline here, then yes, it could open the door towards lower areas. But keep your eyes on this low, the low of the 12th of October, near the 232 zone. A nice good drop below it may open the door towards slightly lower areas, guys. And let me just quickly grab an arrow here, recycle this arrow, then we could consider further declines. But again, at the moment, the holdup is still happening here near this 21-day EMA, near this 241.50 zone. Let's see if this can stay like this, if this area can continue to provide support. If so, then we could see a nice rebound and a push higher. But I would now prefer to see at least a push back above the 252 mark right here, which a break of which would also place the price above the 200-day EMA, which what some buyers could see as a nice positive thing here. The next target here could be the highest point of October, the current highest point of October near the 266.50 zone, a break of which would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and higher levels could be met. But as I said, from the more of a short-term perspective, in order to consider the upside again, wait at least for a push above the 252.30 zone right here. Now jumping into a few pairs now. AUDCHF, look at this beautiful move. I talked about this in the end of last week and yesterday as well. Basically what I was saying, that given that we saw a nice drop at the end of last week here below this key support zone near the 0.64 0.93 zone. This kind of opened the door towards further declines, and look at this beautiful move, exactly the levels that I talked about, the 0.6425 zone here marked near the low of the 12th of June got tested yesterday, and today we broke that area and continued to push lower, and my other level was near the 0.6371 zone right here, marked by the low of the 29th of May. And look at this beautiful test right now. This is where the current holdup is occurring. So let's see if this may kind of could, or should I say, if this could provide a bit of support. If it cannot, then yes, the next target here for me is this, the low of the 22nd of May here near the 0.6320 22-21 zone, approximately around here. But don't get me wrong, given the sharp decline already, maybe we could see a bit of a correction here, and something like this maybe. So let me just put this one on the chart, something like this maybe, and then if, let's say, if it does rebound from this 0.6371 zone, it may, like I said, it may travel back up, but if it struggles to get above this 0.6425 territory, now this is where another round of selling here could be possible, potentially dragging this pair towards the 0.6321 territory. So again, for now, all eyes are on this hurdle. Probably I'm gonna take a bit of a stand away from this one, and I'm just gonna wait for this daily candle to kind of end in relation, and want to see where this daily candle is going to end today in relation to this hurdle. And if we see this the candle staying above it, then like I said, I'll consider this little idea of a potential correction here and another slide after. If it drifts below it, yes, we could see a bit of a correction, but maybe it could be short-lived, and then a straight further move towards the 0.6322 level could be possible. USD JPY is pushing to the upside. Previously, when I looked at USD JPY last, I mean, when I looked at it last time, I said to you guys, keep your eyes on this 105.30 territory. But given that the pair drifted lower, found support near this 105 zone, it then kind of reversed and traveled back above the 105.30 and is now trading above the 21-day EMA, which some might see as a good short-term positive thing here. However, even if it travels higher, keep your eyes on this downside resistance line taken from the high of the 24th of March, and then we'll take it from there, guys, because again, this downside line might still provide good resistance. From the very short-term perspective, there is a chance for this one to move a little bit higher here, but again, only if it stays above that 21-day EMA shown as the yellow line. Now, all eyes are on the euro today, and look at the beautiful moves here. And finally, this kind of falling wedge idea worked out. I've been talking about this for 2 weeks now, guys, and also I was talking about recently. I was talking about the 0.1990 level. So today you can see that we had a further move above it. Yesterday, after a strong reversal to the upside here, the pair managed to end the day near this 0.1990 level, and it was enough for the bulls to kind of jump in here and drive this one higher. My next target was the 0.9157. At the moment, the pair is on track to kind of reaching that area. Let's hope so. But if we do hit this level, I'll take it. I'll reevaluate the pair again because what I want to see here is if this can actually push further north, because now that the falling wedge pattern has worked out nicely, now the big question here is, can I actually travel above this 0.9157 territory, because it recently acted as a very nice area of resistance, as you can see why. Now if it does move above it, then yes, of course, higher levels could be met. But if it fails to travel above this area and starts reversing back down, well, this is where I wanted to kind of show you, I mean, so that you would keep it in the back of your heads, guys, that we might be then having a nice possible range here. So again, of course, hopefully that's not going to be the case, but sure, of course, keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on this idea, especially if the rate struggles to overcome the 0.9157 territory. Quick update on EURUSD, and look at the power on this one, and it continues to rally. And look at, of course, after staying and ranging here for since around the beginning of June, For almost the whole, well, not actually for the whole summer. It was ranging here. Now look at the power here, and it's like an animal that got released from the cage here, and the EURUSD is pushing higher and is making its way towards this 1.6773 territory, or actually I would say it already made its way there and is now breaking it. And my next target is the 1.6893 territory, marked by the high of the 15th of May. So let's see if that's going to get tested. Of course, looking at this picture, I mean, it seems that there is a good chance we could see this one recovering at least some of the losses that it made here from around mid-March till the beginning of June. And actually also, let me just quickly grab a Fibonacci. Where's that Fibonacci here? So it probably more is going to be here, Fibonacci retracement. So if I'm going to drag it from this point here, this peak, and up until the low of the 3rd of June here, you can see that the 23, actually let me just quickly grab it like this, it will be a little bit easier. So you can see that the 23.6% retracement is actually near this level, near my second target, this 1.6893 territory. So that marks the high of the 15th of May. So a good potential target. A holdup might occur here, and we may then see a bit of a correction here to the downside. But if, of course, if it continues to rally here, then the next target is the 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci, which is approximately around the 1.745051 zone. So keep your eyes on that one. But again, for now, all eyes are on the 1.6893 territory. Or if you do like nicer numbers, you could have a look at the 1.69 zone. EURNZD, similar story, but previously when I looked at EURNZD, I was telling you guys that it's going to be a pretty straightforward one because we are stuck in between these two lines. So when one of these lines get broken, then we could consider the next directional move. Of course, we're now breaking this downside line taken from the high of the 23rd of March. However, with this one here, be very careful. Yes, we're also pushing above the high of the 8th of October, which is around the 1.7966 zone. The next target here is the highest point of August near the 1.8224 zone. But the more important thing is, of course, also keep your eyes on today's daily candle and where it's going to end, because if it somehow manages to drift back inside, or should I say in between these two lines again, the downside one and the upside one, well, I mean, then we'll have ourselves a nice false breakout, and maybe actually the pair is not willing to go any further higher. So, but at the moment, everything's looking quite strong here. So if it also stays above the high of October 8th near the 1.7966 zone, then yes, of course, I'll then target this the highest point of August near the 1.8224 zone. And finally, EURUSD. So here the pair is also pushing higher, but as I'll stick to the same game plan as I said before. As long as it remains in this little territory right here, I'm going to take a bit of a neutral stand. So yes, on the positive side, we are back above the 1.18 level, but now looking at this picture, I would prefer to see a push above the 1.1831 zone in order to get a little bit more excited with slightly higher levels. So guys, I really hope you found it useful, and I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. If you want to catch my video tomorrow morning, as always, my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.